Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and we're green for once. Doesn't change the overall sort of downtrend that we've had since the peak, sort of at $60,000 Bitcoin. But yeah, we'll take green wherever we can at the moment. So £19,000 up on the week, pretty good. A couple of changes which I will come back to in a sec. But news-wise, sort of looking more and more into Solana at the moment. Sort of one of my more bullish coins, to be honest, even though it's not a huge holding. So they're debuting Solana Pay. So with them being sort of one of the cheapest per transaction altcoins, sort of platform tokens, they're pushing for a sort of a Visa type payment network. So rather the sort of common criticism of like taking Bitcoin as payment was that you don't know what it's going to be worth, 10 minutes after you've received it. So people were a little bit annoyed about that, and it sort of never really caught on, even with Lightning Network so far. But Solana are sort of looking at using stablecoins on the Solana network. So you've got USDC, the US dollar stablecoin, the sort of slightly smaller one to Tether on Solana, and you could potentially accept that at very low fees. So it's combining sort of the low fee aspect with the stability of a stablecoin, and it just being on the Solana network. So they're not taking Solana directly, but yeah, I think this could be sort of a bullish, nice bit of adoption for Solana potentially. Quite a nice article on Yahoo Finance, sort of going through quite a few bits and pieces, and to sort of be getting highlighted on Yahoo Finance, it seems like the way these coins want to be going, really, to get sort of potentially institutional adoption, the sort of people reading this, and yeah, pretty happy with that. So the other news was sort of headlines as a Polkadot bullish news article, but yeah, so they're emitting the least carbon per year out of a number of altcoins. But if you actually sort of come down to the table, always get into the figures. I love the figures. So they've looked at Polkadot, Solana, Cardano, Tezos, Avalanche, and Algorand. But if you look at the actual transactions per year, Polkadot is doing almost the least, other than Tezos. So 4 million transactions a year. Cardano doing nearly 12. Algorand doing quite a lot more. But Solana doing 11.8 billion transactions. Now, sort of being in the NFT space, I have sort of maybe seen why this could be sort of contributing a lot to it. So sort of the Ethereum NFTs, I guess people just don't buy and sell and sort of relist at slightly higher prices and that sort of thing, because it's like $50 a transaction in gas, where Solana is sort of tiny fees. So you get a lot of people sort of buy something at half a Solana and relist it for 0.6 or 0.7 Solana, just trying to sort of scrape a little bit of profits, where that would probably cost you more in fees on Ethereum and sort of some of the other NFT platforms just to do that. So yeah, I can potentially see why Solana is quite so high. So Solana is in fact top on total emissions per year, but with that many transactions, maybe not quite as bad a thing. So electricity per transaction, you can see in the green there, is Solana winning by quite some margin. And then you've got sort of Cardano and Polkadot above at rather large. So not sure whether these would sort of come down with the sort of scale and the sort of development they're looking at, but with Solana already being there, you have to say that's a win at the moment, I would say. the transactions are already there, and the cost per transaction, I would say arguably, is the most important thing. And they can scale to 65,000 transactions per second, supposedly. They're having a bit of sort of teething problems. The network sort of does go down a bit every now and then, but yeah, I see this as sort of teething problems for a relatively new coin, but a hell of a lot of potential. So I am considering sort of whenever any of these coins get a large push sort of out of the ordinary, like sort of had Cocos rocket up to sort of went to £5,000 I think at one point, maybe even £6,000, and I didn't sell. I was just sort of can't even remember what the move was for, but I think if I get sort of any of that on my less bullish coins, then I may be sort of considering at least taking some profit, if not sort of selling the whole lot and moving some of that into Solana, and probably into carrying on into the NFTs. So I don't hold any Solana really, other than the sort of small balance that I would always hold waiting to buy NFTs. But so I'm sort of showing still 31 Solana, but I've actually got about 38 Solana's worth of NFTs. So it's not going badly. But yeah, looking at the rest of the portfolio, so Bitcoin is sort of doing reasonably well, 7.5% up on the week. Ethereum outperforming, 13%. Cardano, 3.9%, not the best, but not too bad. Power Ledger, I sort of almost forget, is now my fourth largest holding because it stayed relatively stable during the sort of recent drops. So I think it's sort of there by default from everything else dropping. OMG Network, 2.5%. Litecoin, 10%. So that's quite good. They're the Mimblewimble upgrade, sort of pushing sort of private transactions and privacy, has just gone live. So that was sort of one I was considering maybe selling off a bit and putting it into Solana, but I'll leave it for now, just see what they can do with these new privacy sort of developments. Basic attention token, 7.8%, XRP 6.5%, Stellar 5.5%, so not too bad, but underperforming Bitcoin a little. And now Internet Computer up 13% for the week. But I will just skip to the bottom and show Tron at 0. So I sort of mentioned with the original founder, Justin Sun, sort of leaving, and I'd been a little bit unhappy with Tron for a little while, and with the drops sort of midweek or earlier in the week, I took the opportunity to liquidate Tron entirely and split that between Internet Computer and Audius. So I've been sort of quite bullish on both of these for a while, wanting to top up, but sort of all new money I was still very keen to put into Solana. So I took the opportunity to get rid of Tron because I wasn't very happy with it, and give a nice boost to my Internet Computer and Audius holdings. So, and that's up. That was at about £15, so that's £17.21 now. Quite nice. And Solana's up 16.5% for the week, so I've got about £500 that I was looking to sort of put in maybe this weekend. Maybe sort of might wait, just see what happens midweek, see if we get a little drop. But Solana, I mean, I was buying Solana for the first NFTs at sort of £140, so not devastating. It's still 55% down from the highs. So I might just have to bite the bullet on that and buy some. Cocos, 49% up on the week. Again, very small cap coin. Haven't really seen any sort of breaking news on this, but I think these sort of like rank 500 coins will do this every now and then. So, but again, that when it spiked, it got to about £3.54, I think, nearly. So, maybe not quite. Yeah, maybe £3. So if it does that again, that will probably be getting sold off and moved elsewhere. Audius 7%, not too bad, but yeah. So I did buy that at 75p, and then it dipped to sort of 65p again, and yeah, could have maybe done a little better on that, but there you go. New Cipher 6%, EOS 4%, Boba Network down 2.3%. Interesting. Quantstamp up 40%. I think this is just a Coinbase Pro listing. So again, if it's not development from the coin, would be sort of considering maybe either trimming this in half. It's only a small position. Yeah, might sell that one off if it goes too much higher, considering it's just a sort of often temporary bump when you get listed on Coinbase. Dash, similarly, sort of it's only £1,300, but don't see a huge amount of development, so that one might be going the way of Tron at some point. Anchor up 17%, not too bad. And Band 8% up, but that's my sort of one of my smallest positions now. Crow Coin 2.9% up, sort of partly considering if I sell some of the larger positions, I would maybe sort of split it between Solana and Crow Coin and sort of finally get properly staking and get the fancy credit card with the sort of good cashback rates. Would like to sort of get that going, and I think you have to wait a little while for the metal cards sort of after staking. So yeah, that's sort of partly the plan. Wait for any sort of reasonable pumps in some of my lower conviction coins, I guess, and sort of probably move forward into Crow, Solana. Not sure I'll top up Internet Computer and Audius quite that much, but yeah, we'll see where we go. But probably the £500 next week will go into Solana. So yeah, that's the portfolio for the week. Some interesting developments, and yeah, leave a comment below and like and subscribe. See you soon.